Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today, we will talk about a very important topic that deserves all our attention, the 10 health tips for the elderly. If you are elderly, know someone who is in the old age or simply want to learn more about how to maintain a healthy life at this stage, this video is for you. So, get ready, take paper and pen, because we will address the 10 health tips for seniors in a very detailed, friendly and easy to understand way. Let's go there? Before we start, I want to emphasize that the 10 health tips for the elderly that we will present today are essential to ensure a more full, happy, and quality life. These health tips for the elderly are designed to help you take better care of your body, mind, and general well-being. So, don't miss any of these health tips for the elderly, because each one makes all the difference in your daily routine. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and activate the bell, so you and others won't miss out on the next videos from our channel. Tip 1. Have a more balanced diet. Let's start with the first of 10 health tips for the elderly, a balanced diet. This is one of the most important health tips for older people, because proper nutrition helps to strengthen the immune system, maintain optimal weight, and prevent disease. In the 10 health tips for the elderly, this is fundamental. Prioritize fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and low-fat dairy products. These are some of the health tips for the elderly that you should follow to ensure proper nutrition. Avoid processed foods that are rich in sodium, sugar, and saturated fats, as they can harm your health. So, remember, one of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to take good care of food. Tip 2. Practice physical activities regularly. The second of 10 health tips for the elderly is to practice physical activities regularly. This is one of the health tips for the elderly that helps maintain muscle strength, improve flexibility, and increase cardiovascular endurance. Daily walks, water aerobics, stretching, or even dance classes are excellent options. These are some of the health tips for the elderly that help prevent osteoporosis and improve mood. So, be sure to include in your routine one of the 10 health tips for the elderly that involve movement and physical activity. Your body and mind thank you. Tip 3. Make periodic medical appointments. The third of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to conduct periodic medical consultations. This is one of the health tips for the elderly that ensures early detection of diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, and heart problems. The 10 health tips for the elderly always reinforce the importance of maintaining regular medical monitoring. In addition, these consultations help to adjust medications, take preventive tests, and provide guidance on specific care. So, one of the 10 health tips for the elderly is not to miss visiting the doctor regularly. Thus, you ensure a healthier and safer life. Tip 4. Keep the mind active. The fourth tip of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to keep the mind active. This is one of the health tips for the elderly that helps prevent cognitive decline and keep memory sharp. Reading books, doing crossword puzzles, playing mind games, or learning something new are great ways to stimulate the mind. These are some of the health tips for the elderly that promote emotional well-being and socialization. So, remember, one of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to take care of the mind by exercising the brain every day. Tip 5. Have good night's sleep. The fifth of 10 health tips for the elderly is to ensure good sleep hygiene. This is one of the health tips for the elderly that is often neglected, but it is fundamental to general well-being. Sleeping well helps the body recover, improves mood, and strengthens the immune system. To do this, establish a sleep routine, avoid caffeine and stimulating activities before bedtime, and create a comfortable and quiet environment in the room. So, remember, one of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to prioritize a good night's sleep. Tip 6. Always stay hydrated. The sixth tip of 10 health tips for the elderly is to stay hydrated. As the years go by, the sensation of thirst may decrease, which increases the risk of dehydration. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day is essential to maintain the functioning of the body, helping with digestion, circulation, and skin health. In addition to water, teas and fruits rich in water are also good options. So, one of the 10 health tips for the elderly is not to forget to hydrate well every day. Tip 7. Control stress. The seventh of 10 health tips for the elderly is to learn how to manage stress. This is one of the health tips for the elderly that helps to maintain balanced mental and emotional health. Relaxation techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, yoga, or pleasure-inducing hobbies are great ways to reduce stress. In addition, maintaining a balanced routine and seeking emotional support when necessary are also part of these health tips for the elderly. So, be sure to take care of your mental health. Tip 8. Avoid smoking and excessive alcohol. The 8th tip of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to avoid smoking and limit alcohol consumption. These substances can aggravate health problems such as heart, lung, liver, and cancer. In addition, they may interfere with the effectiveness of medicines. So, one of the 10 health tips for seniors is to seek support to quit smoking if necessary and consume alcoholic beverages in moderation or avoid them completely, always under medical guidance. Your health thanks. Tip 9. Fall prevention. The 9th of 10 health tips for the elderly is to prevent falls. This is one of the most important health tips for older people, because falls can cause serious accidents. For this, keep the house safe, eliminate slippery carpets, install handrails, maintain proper lighting and organize environments to avoid obstacles. Wearing comfortable shoes and doing balance exercises, such as Tai Chi Chuan or water aerobics, also helps reduce the risk of falls. So, one of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to take care of the environment and the body to avoid accidents. Tip 10. Keep social life active. The 10th tip of the 10 health tips for the elderly is to maintain an active social life. This is one of the health tips for the elderly that helps fight loneliness, improve mood, and stimulate the mind. Participating in social groups, making friends, engaging in community activities, practicing hobbies, or even maintaining regular contact with family and friends are excellent ways to maintain this social connection. Maintaining an active social life brings emotional benefits, helps prevent isolation, and contributes to a happier and healthier life in old age. So, remember, taking care of social relationships is fundamental to your overall well-being. So, that's it. These were the 10 health tips for the elderly to do and stay healthier in this phase of life. If you liked the video, like, share and like it so that other people can have access to these 10 valuable tips for all seniors. See you next video. Bye.